Hi guys, welcome to my week 42 post VSG update. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. I have had a bit of a crazy week. I don't know if it's not, I don't know if it's Shark Week or hormones or what. I mean, my period's not due for another like 2 or 3 weeks, but you see this like acne situation? That's hormonal and it's not good. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 20th, 2016 in Morristown, New Jersey at Morristown Medical Center. My high weight starting weight day of surgery was 265. I'm 5'8". I'm 30 years old. Last week I came to you at 175.9. Today I am 175.6 for a 0.3 pound loss for the week and 89.4 pounds down since surgery. Yeah. So, let me just say, okay, 175.6. Throughout this week, because you know I'm a daily weigher, I saw as high as 177.9 and as low as 174.9. Of course, when I saw 174.9, I preemptively rejoiced. I've always said that 175 was my lowest adult weight. That was, very briefly, the summer between junior and senior year of high school. So I'm now effectively at my lowest adult weight. But when I ticked over that, when I was 174.9 that morning, I think it was maybe Saturday or Sunday morning, I was so freaking excited. I posted about it on Instagram. I was like super rejoicing. And then I didn't see that number again all week. So I hope to be under 175 next week, seeing as how that's less than a pound away. It's 0.6 pounds away. And stay there forever. I don't know why that's a big deal to me. I didn't think it was, but my birthday's in a couple weeks and I'll be 31, right? So this year, I feel like having been 30 this year and having made like all these big life changes, it's kind of a big deal, like significant in a bigger sense. And I just wanted to reach my lowest adult weight before my birthday, and like in my 30th year. And I'm sure I will, but I got preemptively very excited about it. So yeah, my weight was up and down all week, and I don't know. A long time ago, when I first started watching surgery videos, I was watching Perforce, and I remember in one of her videos she mentioned that like she had weighed at night and then she weighed the next morning, but she had like slept, I don't know, 12 hours or something, and the next morning she had lost like 4 pounds or something amazing. But what was amazing to me was that she weighed at night and in the mornings, and I was like, girlfriend, do you really weigh twice a day? That's crazy. And now I'm the one who weighs twice a day. I have definitely gotten into the habit of weighing morning and night, which I know sounds crazy because I used to think so too. But I totally understand why she used to do it, because it's the same rationale that makes sense to me. If you weigh at night, you kind of have an idea of what you're going to be in the morning. For me, it's typically about 1.5 pound difference. I've never seen a 4-pound difference like she did that one time, but you know, there was one day, and my point is, I've been so up and down this week with my weight, there was one day there was literally no change from night to morning. So that to me really indicates that there's like, hormones are going wackadoodle, and my body's just kind of in some kind of shifting phase right now. So I'm not too concerned. I ate totally on point this week, except for one day. I worked out like crazy, and I feel like I have a whoosh coming. I feel it. I feel it coming. I've been good for so long, and it's bound to happen. So I'm in good spirits today, right now. Monday, I had a really bad day. I just woke up in a bad mood. And you know how when you wake up in a bad mood, then like every single thing aggravates you? Like it was raining and it was cold, and that definitely put me in a bad mood because it's August and it's supposed to be summer still. And, you know, I had this like project at work that I really was not looking forward to doing, so I postponed the meeting for it. And then the person that the project was for happened to be in like a small birthday party thing that I got pulled into, and then there was like all this cake and ice cream. I know this happens like all the time at work for me. And I didn't eat any of it, so I was really, really proud. And like as we were leaving the little birthday party gathering, this lady I kind of do a lot of projects for, like she's not a coworker, she's definitely like organizationally higher than me. She made a comment and I don't think it was meant to be malicious, but she was like, "Oh, you're no fun at all. You didn't eat any cake." And I don't know why, like, I was already in such a bad mood that day. It, like, destroyed me. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna teach her. Now I'm gonna eat that cake. What logic is that? I don't know. She left. She didn't even see me eat the cake. But at that point, I was like, I'm gonna eat the cake. So, then I had not one but two slices of cake. And that day was just like haywire. I, like, cried in the car. I was a mess on Monday. But other than Monday, I ate totally on point. I worked out a lot. There was one day that I went to the gym and I did 2-hour-long classes back to back, which I think I've never ever done before. So all in all, physically I feel really good. You know, I realize this all the time whenever I go to the gym and you're like forced to look at yourself in the mirror for an hour. At least for me, this is like super motivational. I like can't stop looking at myself. I feel like I look really good. And I don't know, I think whenever you're feeling down, going to the gym can help you feel better for a lot of reasons, and that is one of them. That you were forced to confront the way you look. And I think it's likely to be that you look better than you realize in your head. Having said that, I think we are so much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. Sarah from Losing It For Me 42 had a video recently about how, you know, like when you talk negatively about yourself, how that affects other people. And like, if I think I look fat and terrible, then someone who's bigger than me might think that I think they look even worse. You know what I mean? But then my response to her video about this was like, oh, someone bigger than me, I might think they look awesome. And if I'm smaller, I might still think I look terrible. You know, like we are so much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. And I don't know. I try to remember that a lot, to show the love and support for myself that I show for other people. And the thing is like on YouTube, on Instagram, I am like legitimately so excited for you guys. Like when you hit a new decade, when you feel good in your clothes, when you just like look beautiful that day, I am so excited. I'm like, yes, like cheering you on. And why don't I do that for myself? Why do I beat myself up so bad? You know, whenever I'm not feeling well, like especially on Monday, I was just feeling so down, but like not really about my food choices, because up until that stupid birthday party thing, I was in a bad mood, but I wasn't resorting to food, which I was on some level proud of. But I get so down on myself. I feel like I'm not a good team member and employee, and I feel like I'm not a good partner in my marriage if I'm just so like in my head and in such a negative space. I feel like my husband deserves better, and my teammates and my coworkers deserve better, and like I don't know, it just gets into this really negative place. And unfortunately, when you can't cope with food, it's like you have to confront that shit. And that's hard and sad, you know. I reached out to Jess from Watch Kitty Shrink because I feel like she has talked a lot on her channel about how her hormones have been really kind of maybe the hardest part about this weight loss journey. And for me, it's been really up and down. You know, some months my period is normal, some months it's not. But since surgery, my period has been much, much longer than it used to be. And, you know, it's not just the period part. It's like hormonally in general, I feel like a teenager all over again. Some days I just like cry at the drop of a hat. Anyway, so I reached out to her and I was like, what do you do? How do you cope? And she's like, there's nothing you can do. You have to just feel it and wait for it to pass. And that made me so sad, but she's right. I mean, like, eating food doesn't fix it. In fact, it kind of makes it worse. So you just kind of have to ride the wave and wait for it to pass and try to not make a lot of stupid decisions in the meantime. But I'm just so like, this week I've been so all over the place, and like I said, my period's not for another like 2 weeks, so I don't know what's going on with me right now. But in this moment, I feel good. Also, see, another further evidence that this is hormonally related, I came home craving chocolate, which I never ever crave. And I have some cookies baking, these like flourless keto chocolate cookies that I found on Peace, Love, and Low Carb. So you know what's funny is that occasionally people will reach out to me on YouTube or Instagram or whatever and say like, you've been so successful, what's your secret? Or like, what macros are your goals? Or what are you doing? I don't know, like these kind of general questions. And it's always so surprising that they preface it with like, you've been so successful, because in my mind, I'm not done. I haven't reached my goals. I haven't done anything yet. I feel like because I haven't reached my goal, I haven't achieved success yet. And once I say that out loud, I realize how stupid that sounds, because again, whenever you guys reach milestones, I'm so happy for you, and I absolutely consider that a success. And even if you haven't reached your final goal, you are absolutely successful. I know that. Like, I really believe that. Why don't I believe that about myself? It's crazy that in my mind, I don't feel like I'm successful yet. I think I will be, but I haven't gotten there. And it's a weird disconnect, because I know logically I shouldn't think of it that way, but like in my heart, that's how I feel. Anyway, I guess I'm trying not to be so hard on myself this week. And I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that, like, physically I feel really good. Speaking of which, I haven't had any further gallstone pain, which, even before it was very intermittent, so, that continues. But guess what? Michelle from Hello VSG 2016 is a pharmacist, right? You know that if you watch her videos. And everybody, whenever I mention people, I always link them below. So if you're curious, their channels will be below. But anyway, Michelle is a pharmacist, and she was my roommate at WLSFA, so we definitely have developed a friendship, I guess, over the last few months or whatever. And when I was talking about my gallstones, she reached out to me, and she was like, hey, if you don't want surgery, you might try this medicine called Actigall, and it's kind of the only prescription medication that is proven to reduce gallstones. And I was like, oh, why hadn't I heard of this? Thank you. So guess what? I called my surgeon's office and I talked to the PA that I always talk to, and they had never heard of it, which really made me mad. And while I was on the phone with her, in like 30 seconds, she was like, hold on, I'm in front of a computer, I'll look it up. And then she was like, oh yeah, this looks good, do you want a prescription? And I was like, I guess so. Do you think it'll work? She's like, you can give it a try. So she wrote me a prescription, and now I'm taking it. So thank you, 1,000 times thank you to Michelle, because hopefully it will work. I've read up a lot about it online, and basically it's just kind of like a bile supplement. So I think like lots of different kinds of bile, like human and other mammals' bile, in prescription form, and so it's supposed to actively reduce small gallstones. So depending on how big mine are, it might work. So if I go back in 6 months for further testing and they are reduced, then we'll know it's working. If they have no change, then we'll know it's likely to not work. But anyway, I'm really excited about that. I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm glad my surgeon's office was able to give me the prescription, but very concerned that they had never heard of it, because gallstones are a really common thing for people post-bariatric surgery. You would think they would know that. I don't know. The whole thing is very upsetting to me. But I have the prescription, and I think I'm going to make an appointment to see my primary as well, who may or may not also refer me to some other specialist. Like, I want more information. I don't want to jump into surgery. And if I have to have gallbladder removal surgery, then I will. But I feel like that's kind of a life-changing thing for a lot of people. I know it affects their diets for the rest of their lives, and I feel like I've already made major diet changes for the rest of my life with my VSG, and I would prefer to not take on additional restrictions if I don't have to. So anyway, I want to avoid surgery if I can, and if I have to have surgery, that's fine, but if I don't, I'd like to not jump into it and do what's possible to reduce the stones some other way. So I will keep you posted on the medicine, but again, thank you to Michelle for her kind wisdom and helpfulness all the time. Anyway, that's all for me. I hope you guys are all doing really well, and I'm just hoping it doesn't continue to get cold. I'm more and more realizing that the weather really, really affects my mood, and the winters are just so long in New Jersey, and the summer's so short, and of course I come from New Orleans, where it's like land of year-round summer, so it has been a hard adjustment for me. But anyway, I hope we have a couple more weeks of warmth. I will talk with you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you later.